And we're back, guys. Tennis in a Minute. I'm your host, Good Energy, live Tampico. That's right, guys. Mexico. Now, this is with the WTA finals in Cancun. This is the other side of Mexico. So it's quite a bit of ways from Cancun. But we have Whitney Osuigwe. That's right, guys, from the USA. Did I say that right? Whitney Osuigwe? Let me know, English professors, did I say that right? 21 years old, guys. She's from the USA. Now, listen, she's been as high as ranked 105th on the world tour. Right now, she's currently 351st. She's having a losing season after winning season or 500 season last year. She's 22-31. Probably plays her best ball on clay, where she's 16-18 this year. But listen, guys, struggling a bit. She's only won 4 of her last 7 matches. But I mean, again, that's a winning record, right? That's not too bad. But she's lost to some pretty good competition. She did make the Florence ITF final where she lost to Beck. And here she's taking on Ajla Tomljanovic, guys. That's right. They've never played before. And listen, Whitney actually had a chance here to do something here in the first set. That's right, guys. Now, we were tied up at 5. Ajla did have an opportunity to end the set at 6-4, but Whitney, she's a fighter, guys, and she really fought. Ajla coming back from injury. Look, it's like, I don't know. She's had several injuries this year. She was supposed to make her comeback early in the year. But she's back now officially. She's only played 3 matches. We saw her make the official comeback at the U.S. Open where she took out Panna Yadvardi after dropping the first set. She was a walkover against Rebecca. She didn't play the second round. She, felt some pain. She did play Mexico, Guadalajara, where Taylor Townsend took her out after having a chance to actually win that first set against Townsend. And here she is taking on Whitney. If you're not familiar with Whitney, she's young. She's 21 years old, but she has a lot of power. She loves the baseline. She's very aggressive, and I think she's got a bright future, guys. But after the tough first set, that's right, Ajla would kind of pull away here in the second set. But if we take a look at this match here, look at Whitney there. She loves the baseline. I think if she can just work on the serve a little bit, I think she's got a bright future ahead of her. And when I mean serve, I mean, I think she's capable of blasting off more aces with that power. And I would love to see her work a little bit more on the vertical game. But I do think she's a solid baseliner. She's got a lot of power. I do see her get into trouble when she needs to make angles from the baseline, which is tough for any opponent, especially Carolyn Garcia, who's coming up. She's got a tough match against Madison Keys. Madison Keys, I would love to see Whitney develop some of those types of skills from the baseline. I think Maddie's got a very aggressive baseline game, and I think Maddie can hit those angles. She can really play the lines. I would love to see Whitney develop into that type of player because I think she plays very similar to a Madison Keys. But Ajla is back, ladies and gentlemen. 5 double faults, and I've said this time and time again. I've gotten trouble backing Ajla, just off of her amazing stamina, mental toughness, and I've said it all the time. Look, I think Ajla is one of the mentally toughest players on tour. I think her stamina's amongst the best on tour. And I just think she fights and fights, and that's what keeps her around in these matches. I mean, coming off arguably her best year as a professional last year, she did amazing, guys, at Wimbledon, the U.S. Open. But the double faults, rearing their ugly heads again. I mean, after having a double fault-filled 21 season, she kind of controlled it in 22. And in this match, she did have 5. She got 61% of her first serves in play. She attacked the second serve of Whitney, winning 52% of those. In the second serve, she won about 30%. Whitney did have success attacking Ajla's second serve, winning 50% of those. This was a really good match, guys. Whitney does fall short. And if you take a look at the stats, Ajla had 4 double faults in the first set. But the second set, she'd get the double break, only 1 double fault. And she was able to pull away with the victory here. Again, I think Whitney's got a bright future, but Ajla's back, guys. She's swelled up to 592 in the rankings. but she gets the victory here. Tennis in a minute. We'll be back. We have some more pretty interesting matches coming up here in Tampico. We have Katie Volinets and Haley Baptiste. That's going to be good. Karazov versus Rakimova. And look, Ajla's going to take on Bekes next. What about Anne-Lee Elizabeth Mandlik? I'm very interested in that match. Emiliana Arango, Contreras Gomez, that's going to be good. Dolhide Rodriguez. But I want to see Anne-Lee Mandlik. That's going to be interesting. Also, Baptiste and Volinets. They had a doubles match a couple of weeks ago that was pretty intense with Whitney teaming up with Baptiste. And that was interesting because Whitney and Baptiste, they were robbed a call. I think I covered that match. If I didn't cover it, I should post a video. Whitney got really upset because she literally was robbed a point that would have gave them the first set. And she lost her cool a little bit. But nonetheless, guys, like the video, show some love. And while you're at it, go like all the videos. We'll be back. Tennis in a minute.